What's up? About to put together a watch list. I was supposed to go live Sunday to post the video for Sunday, but I had stuff to do. So I wasn't live on Sunday for our YouTube video. So now I got to do it right now, right? But that's good for a lot of you guys because we got Monday data. A lot of the data came out on Monday. Versus if we went live Sunday, you know, we would have had to, you know, we wouldn't have had as much data as we did. So it's kind of good that we went live, that we're going live right now. And yeah, I mean, I just want to get straight into it. So I mean, if you look at the cues, first of all, what you have to realize that you got to know that the market is gonna go up. Okay, to me, that it just seems obvious at this point, and that's just something you got to know. So as we look at the bigger time frames, obviously, you know, you got to look at the monthly and the weekly. So I'm going to start off looking at the weekly, and obviously it looks kind of messy right now, so I'm going to delete it all. But if you look at what's transpiring on a weekly time frame, you can clearly see we're in a flag. Clearly. Okay? So now that you see this, and of course it looks like it could be too easy. And I'm telling you, the same thing happened down here. We're in a reading easy type market if you're just patient. And if we sit here, draw the measure move, it tells us the Qs is going to get to around 480, okay? So that's the main price target that I'm looking forward to and why I will continue to be bullish, you know, once we get to 480. Now, that's not the only thing. Obviously, we're going to look at smaller time frames. If you come over here, look at the daily. I mean, we're literally just printing a cup and handle on our smaller time frame, right? This is a cup and handle, and the best thing about it is it came down and retested the golden retracement. It retested. That was what you guys saw. I think Thursday and Friday you saw a good retracement. So now it's sitting in just a pretty little cup and handle. So that's the main thing I'm focusing on, finding discounts on stocks, which we'll be looking at soon. We're looking at individual stocks, which I think are way better right now because there's a lot of discounts. But either way, we're sitting in a small cup and handle on a smaller time frame, which is the 8 hour. And obviously, you know, the reason we had that rejection was because it reached the top of the trend. It was because it reached the top of the bull flag. So this is the main thing I'm paying attention to on these time frames and why I just can't be bearish. I just can't be bearish. Like, first of all, if you look at the dollar, which has been the leading indicator in the market so far, if you look at it, it's higher than it was in March. You guys remember the March rally that we had when I was literally saying buy that dip? Some of you guys remember. Some of you guys made some money off that. But it's higher than it was in March. And if you guys remember the Qs in March, it was sitting in the same exact thing. It was sitting in the same exact cup and handle formation. This is in March right here. This was March. Back when we had a price target to 350 on one of the streams, and you know, it ended up going to 350. It ended up going more than 350, all the way up to like 387. So the dollar is now higher than it was in March, and the dollar is now topping out. So that should tell you guys a whole lot about what's about to happen inside the markets. I'm very excited to see the dollar, and there's no reason to be bearish on the market, at least until it can retrace back up and clear this right shoulder that it has formed. So you see the dollar right now has had a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Until it can get above this right shoulder, there's absolutely no way you should be bullish. That's just common sense. Why? The dollar has led us in the bottoms of the market, the tops of the market. It has been, like I said, a leading indicator. So remember in July, this was the top of the Qs in July 18th, and it was the bottom of the dollar. Just like the bottom of the market was in October, that was the top of the market. That was the top of the dollar. Okay, so all of this stuff is matching up with the what's overall about to happen. Okay, so those are the two main things I'm paying attention to. And obviously, you know, as we look at the fear and greed index, we can just take a quick peek. We could take a quick peek at it. I don't really think, you know, obviously we're in fear, which is weird. I don't know how we're in extreme fear, but this is great for the dip buyers, for the people that actually know what's about to go on. And you know, obviously we have the put and call options around just 0.94 and 0.97. It topped out around 0.08 in September 27th. So this is something you got to pay attention to as well. And it actually is making these these lower or these higher lows, which is interesting. But again, the same thing was happening when we topped out in March. Remember, we topped out, we bottomed out in the market, but topped out on the put and call options in March. This was March 14th. And then we just kept rallying and rallying, and the put and call options just hung around 0.90, 0.94. And then we finally had that huge rally. And then it bottomed out in July 18th. Okay? So this doesn't really... I still pay attention to it a little bit, but not as much as you should be paying attention to the dollar and, the Q. So as we get into the individual stocks, I just want to make sure you guys are understanding. We got somebody asked about NVIDIA and Tesla. We will be looking at all of them, okay? But first, we got to run up the likes. Let's get to at least 1,000 likes before I even get started. Okay? Because some of you guys could take that information that I just gave you and just leave. Like, that's really all the if you know the market is going to go up, like we've been trying to tell you since, December, and I'm still telling you it's going to go up even up here, and I think the rally is going to be even more big right here, then that's really all the information you need. I mean, now you just got to pick some nice stocks, and hopefully it's not a garbage stock. Hopefully you're not picking MULN or, But let's look at Tesla. Somebody asked about Tesla, and I'm not even going to spend too much time on Tesla. I went live earlier, and we looked at Tesla. I'm just going live again because I didn't record it on, I didn't record it on where I was supposed to put it on YouTube. I just recorded it on TikTok. So if you look at Tesla, first of all, it has earnings. Okay, that's the first thing you have to know, that it has earnings. But the reason Tesla is bullish, and rather it goes down, rather it goes up for earnings, it's bullish. If it goes down, cool, you just buy the dip. If it goes up, you missed it, right? But this is the bounce area that you see for Tesla from the rally that it has been having since 235 all the way up to 270, and now it's at that golden area for 249. So it has earnings. There's no reason to pay too much attention to it right now. There's only 3 people that should be messing with Tesla: the people that own equity, the people that have leaps for next year, and then the gamblers, the one that just want to, the ones that just want to hop in the earnings play. Those are the only 3 people that should be messing with Tesla. Because we have earnings literally on Wednesday. The contracts are spiked up. The IV is crazy. There's no point. But let's look at NVIDIA. This is earnings season. Earnings season is upon us, okay? If we look at NVIDIA, this thing is about to fake out people and make you believe it is a head and shoulders, okay? It's going to fake you out and believe it is a head and shoulders. Why? Because it's sitting in a nice head and shoulders. This is by no means the top of NVIDIA, okay? Now this is a good rejection level. I mean, obviously it was at the left shoulder. You shouldn't be trying to buy calls in resistance anyways. But now that it has had a nice retracement from 475 all the way to 448, look, man. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you're trying to be bullish at the right time. Don't be bullish after it's made its bullish move. That's the worst time you could be bullish. Be bullish when it comes down, retraces a whole lot, like it did on Friday and Thursday. It came down to 447. This was the time for you to buy right here. Literally from the swing low to the swing high. This is the 618 area. This is the green area. This is the area you need to be looking at every single time if you're bullish. If you're looking to catch a retracement. And it's there. So if I'm looking at NVIDIA now, first of all, when does it have earnings? Okay, it has earnings in November. So we got time on this. This is a good play to mess with. So if you're looking at it now, you just have to make sure you're not getting in at a bad opportunity. Just like if you're trying to buy it up here, you're not trying to buy at resistances. You're trying to buy at these supports, at retracements, like it gave you this morning. And you really wanted to hop in calls this morning. But if we're looking at it right now, it's coming up on 465, which is the swing high to swing low. You just want to make sure it goes above 465. And to me, the risk to reward isn't even quite there for me to want to mess with it. it's literally sitting in all these rejection zones from the swing low from the swing high to swing low. So if I'm looking at it, it at least has to break above 462, and then it has room to go to 465, and then above 465, it's gonna go absolutely crazy. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm looking at for NVIDIA, okay? But you have to know, like I said, you have to know that this stuff is bullish. Okay? I think NVIDIA is going to continue to go up to 700. I think it's a $700 stock. As long as it doesn't cross below the 21 EMA like you've been seeing, like it literally bounced from there at 411. It's been going crazy. So these are like and the funny thing is I come on here. I was coming out here in September and saying buy the dips. Buy the dips. This is a good retracement. SPY's still going to 500. This is the third best time to buy. The third best time to be buying the dip is right now. And why do I say it's the third best time? Because the first was when I was saying in December. The second was in March. And now is the third. Why is it the third? Because you have this huge consolidation period. The dollar at higher levels than it has been all year. And price targets to the moon, okay? Anyways, let's move on, man. How far out for SPY dip? I don't get it. How far out for SPY dip? How far out for SPY dip? What contract should you be looking at? TA on XOM. Let's look at XOM. First of all, if you're new to this channel, you gotta know that I think oil is dead, man. I think oil is done. I don't think oil is gonna see a new all-time high. Let me see something though. Yeah, me personally, I don't think oil is gonna see a new all-time high. I think it's absolutely done. And to be honest, this is what's the opposite of a morning star? What's the opposite of a morning star? Do you guys know in the comments? I don't know the name for it, but I know the formation. A death cross? No, evening star. That's what it is. An evening star. It's evening star. On the 8 hour. This looks like it's about to reverse. And if you know oil, what you got to realize about oil, I'm going to show you something very cool, and this is going to change your perspective on what's actually happening in oil. And I could be wrong. Like, I could sit here and I'd be wrong. Oil could sit here and rally and go crazy. But me personally, my idea on oil right now is that it's done. It's been done since the market bottomed out in November and October. And this is the evening star, okay? That's basically what you see right here. This is the candle, isn't it? And it's even hitting this 8 hour reject. For you to even be bullish on this, it's at a rejection zone. So if you want to be bullish, at least wait for it to close above 111. At least wait to get some closes above 111 to start actually being like, oh, okay, yeah, this is bullish. All right, because right now it's still making these lower highs. You have a lower high right here, and it even rejected to make a lower high right there. So I wouldn't even be bullish until it's above 111 anyways. But what I want to show you on CVX particularly, when you look at where the market bottomed out at, like CVX, this is an oil stock. It topped out October 17th, 2022, okay? This is where it topped out at, and then it's just been downtrending this entire time while the market has been rallying. But if you go look at SPY has been climbing. So that's when SPY in the market bottomed out around here, October 17th, 2022. That's when the market bottomed out. Meanwhile, oil topped out, and oil was going crazy as the market was dropping. If some of you guys remember, all of 2020, oil was the play to get into. Okay, so that's why I think oil. I'm bearish on oil, but anything can happen. I don't think it makes a new high for the year. And like I said, I'd be waiting for it to close above 111 because this is an evening star candle. On a weekly time frame, though, same thing. I mean, bear divergent. Look, there's no way. First of all, this is a terrible time to be buying oil. Like, you're buying it at all-time highs. Why would you buy it here? What were you doing when it was down, in 2020 and 2021? So you have it literally bear diverging on a weekly time frame as it continues to trend up. So there's no way I'd mess with this if I was looking to buy equity or even leaps for it. I think there's a lot more potential elsewhere, but that's just my opinion, bro. He said SPY is not hitting 500. I guess we'll see, you know? I guess we'll see. I guess hammer. Yeah, hammer. Okay, for SPY dip, what contract would I mess with for SPY? Like I said, I would only mess with leaps. So if I would look for next year's summer 2024 calls, maybe like 460, you know, but get in the Discord. We literally put out long-term holds on TQQQ and QQQQ and those ETFs, and they've been over 100%. Like we had one, this was the long swing you had on October 5th down here. And obviously there's longer term ones like actual leaps to where it's June 2024. And I think those would go absolutely crazy. But we caught the Q calls right here, and these went up over 100%. Yeah, right here. I mean, this is the after chart. This is where, yeah, broke all the bottom. But yeah. Anyways, let's move on. It depends. But if you're leaps are, you're looking for like more than 6+ months. 6 months is minimum. You're really looking for like 9. So if you're looking for a SPY, don't get too far out the money either. Don't sit here and try to get the 550s. That's crazy. Get like the 450s. Go to the WAM public school. You sounds like you kind of need to be in there too. Cause what about UNG? I was 12 in 2020. I was 12 in 2020. Oh my, you're a baby. Wanted to get on some lottos for earnings on it. Oil ain't done. That's Palmer. That's Palmer. Palmer, bro. Oil is done. Oil is done, bro. I mean, I mess with lottos if I have excess money. I think if let's say I made 5,000 this week, I would be comfortable with doing like a $500 lotto. Yeah. I mean, I did it on Nflx last week. But for Tesla, you would have to buy far, far out the money, or you would have to get kind of closer to the money, and those contracts are expensive. For just one, and it can end up going to just 0. I don't know. I don't think the risk to reward is there. All right. Anyways, let's try to find some more plays. It seems like you guys got a lot of questions, which is good. But this is more of the stream where we build a watch list and we figure out what's going to happen with the market going forward. We do have WAM live classes. I mean, we had live classes last week. We talked about a whole lot. Where we had pivot strategy, supply and demand, SPY play reviews, momentum indicator, you know, all this stuff. But now we're trying to, Amazon. Somebody say Amazon. All right, let's look at Amazon. Amazon, do you do this full time? Yes. All right, if you look at Amazon, I'm telling you right now, Amazon is probably one of the most undervalued stocks right now. And the thing is, we made money on Amazon literally all of last week because we swung some calls on Monday when it was down here, bull diverging very, very hard. When stocks give you these type of dips, you want to make sure you're taking them. Okay? Every single dip Amazon gets, make sure you're on it, because what I'm about to tell you with Amazon is about to be like, yo, like, bro. Amazon last earnings, it was estimated to have a 0.3 for earnings, 0.35. That was their estimated earnings. That's what all of Wall Street thought. That's what all the people, you know, who have millions, who are managing millions and billions of dollars, they said it was just about to do 0.35. This thing literally almost 100% their expectations. They doubled it. Why? Because Amazon is a monopoly. They're getting sued by FTC. Companies that get sued by FTC, I don't know if you guys seen Meta, and I don't know if you guys seen Microsoft, but they both got sued by FTC just to go to all-time highs later. Okay? And the thing about Amazon, I always like giving you guys the big picture just so you're not scared to hold leaps. So you're not scared to hold equity, even on the reddest of days. Okay? If you look at Amazon, This is a stock that didn't even break out. When the markets were going crazy in 2020 and 2021 and they just kept going up and NFTs were going crazy and crypto was going crazy and there's just a bunch of random things blasting off. You had Dookie Coin doing 1000x. Amazon was literally sitting there consolidating. We had people getting mad at Amazon because it just sat there. It didn't do anything. But guess what? It was waiting for the time that it's about to be now, because when you have Amazon, a stock that has Amazon Originals, Amazon Music, they're like Apple. They're like Apple, and it's only like a 10x PE. This is undervalued. And it's not only that, that's just the bigger picture, okay? Just the sentiment of Amazon and why you should be bullish on what is happening with Amazon. All right, but if you just look at some of the TA, I mean, it's holding above the 21 EMA on the monthly. It literally retested it twice. And the monthly EMA is a very important indicator for Amazon because as you guys see me scrolling back, I mean, you can't use it in a chop market, but congratulations, we're not in a chop market. We're in an up and down market. It goes up, it goes down. So ever since 2008, all Amazon did was retest this 21 EMA on the monthly time frame. Like you're seeing, it just followed it. It just bounced off of it, followed it, bounced off of it. And then you had that little correction in 2022, and you know, it just rejected. But now it's back above it, and the trend looks like it's ready to go back to the upside and make new all-time highs. So I have a price target on Amazon at 200. If we're looking at smaller time frames, obviously this is, look, this is not the, you don't buy, some of you guys want to buy after the move is being made. You buy on these red days. And me personally, I don't like shorting, so you won't see me saying short something. Okay? What you see with Amazon is it literally came down. This is when you want to be buying it. Like on this retracement. When it came into the buy area. On, when was this? On Friday when you had that steep retracement. But guess what? You can still, there's still a better time to buy. There's still a better time to buy Amazon. I don't think you've missed it. I think it's still a good buying point. Undervalued, but you definitely want to wait for some sort of retracement. This thing's up 2% for today. It's up 2%. So this is the reject area. Clearly, it rejected it on, I think it was Friday. Rejected it Friday. Rejected it again today. So this is a clear rejection point to where if it does get back above 133, it's going to absolutely fly. But I know you want to catch it at a better buying point. You don't want to buy anyone's contract when they're up 5. Like, people are going crazy on this. They're up 500%, yada, yada, yada. So the best buying opportunity that you can get into right now, the first one is right here. If it goes back to 131, this is where you would want to buy it. Now, will it get there? I personally don't think so. But if it does, this is where you want to buy, get like some month out calls and just sit on them, okay? Second best time is obviously right here. You see a lot of support around 132, which is kind of right there right now. All right. Those are the two areas that I'm looking for on Amazon. Or just join the Discord. Like we literally are looking at Amazon on a daily basis. And we could just be like, yo, I'm getting Amazon calls right here. But as it sits in this resistance, I'm not paying attention to it. I'm not paying attention to Amazon as it sits in this resistance. I don't like buying resistances. I like buying pullback supports when nobody wants to buy it. That's when I like buying it. And nobody wanted to buy it Friday. Just so it can go crazy on Monday. You understand? Like it dumped so hard on Friday and then just made back all the gains that it had on Monday. All right, anyways, let's move on. Let's move on. Amazon was 145 3 weeks ago. Is 132 now. Yeah, that's a fact. It definitely is. Go long on Amazon. Oh yeah. Amazon's undervalued. I'm watching Val sitting on lower trend weekly still. Oh yeah. Look, man, I don't doubt you. I know it's going up. I know it's going up. I'm with you. But anyways, let's move on. What else are we looking at? Bless you. Why such a sell-off on Netflix? Oh, that's nothing. Netflix always does this. That's nothing. Netflix literally always does that, okay? It always has, like the last time it had The last time it did that, it was at 378. It went all the way down to 286. It always loses like $100 in value before it makes its next leg up. And Netflix, to me, I think they still have the best streaming platform. So the thing I want to do at Netflix is this. I want to see from the top to the bottom how much percent did it retrace before it started going back up. All right. So from right here to right here, it was 24%. That was a 24% drop off. Right here to right here, it was a 26% drop off. All right. And those are the only two legs I want to look at, because after that, like, we bottomed out and then it just started going crazy. So there's no point in looking at the other ones. But 24%, 26%. So if you're going to ask me, is Amazon going to reverse soon? I think so. Let's do it from the swing low to swing high. I mean, as soon as it gets above 362, it's back in this buy area. As long as it doesn't reject the buying area. Because it's literally sitting in the buying area. So we got to see some weekly closes above 362. It has to hold 362. And then I'll get excited about it. But the thing is, like, it has earnings. It has earnings. So there's no point of really looking at TA. Obviously, the earnings is going to shift it up very high or shift it down very low. Earnings is a mover for Netflix. So, you know, am I paying attention to it? No. But could you make a lot of money if it ends up going up or going down? Sure. But this is like I said for Tesla, the same on an earnings week. The only three people that should be looking at the earnings plays are people that have equity, the people that have leaps, or the gamblers. That's it. There's no point in day trading Netflix to me because the contracts are too expensive. There's no point in trying to swing it right now, because why would I swing a week out contract? It has earnings. There's no point. Me personally. We looked at Tesla. We can't look at it again, okay? But the sum of it was, we know Tesla's going to end up being a $400+ stock. NASDAQ looks so good. I completely agree. Okay, if you guys want to I have this play right now, and I think this play is going to go crazy. Nobody even said it inside of the chat, which I'm surprised about. That means nobody's looking at it. But guess what? I'm looking at it. And if you guys want to know what it is, just follow the Twitter. If we can get to 2,180, it would be a blessing, because we started this account at 0, like the beginning of this year. All right, so follow the Twitter. If we get to 2,180, I'll show you guys the banger, okay? I'll show you guys the banger. It's undervalued. And in a bull market, you want to have this one, because money's going to end up rotating there. You've already seen Microsoft and Apple go to all-time highs. People took some profits. The profit's going to rotate. Do you go live in the morning? We live trade, yes. We live trade on good days. Every single day? No. That's OD. That's OD. First of all, trade every day. You really don't even need to trade every day. QQQ 365 puts look juicy. Do they? Do they look juicy, man? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Oh, we just need 2 more. You guys writing that up quick. Okay, you guys must really want it. We need 2 more, and then I'll give it to you guys. And to be honest, you don't need much. Like, most of you guys spend, like, okay, think about this. Some of you guys go to get DoorDash. You guys get DoorDash, a $40 meal on DoorDash. And that's it. It turns into poop after you. You spent $40 on a nice poop, which is cool. You got to eat. But imagine if you put the $40 into something that could turn into money in 6 months. I mean, we showed you with the Qs. We showed you with the Qs. The Qs was literally sitting at $200 when we called it down here. And this play that I'm about to tell you right now is the same sort of play. It's at that discount area. But you just got to follow the Twitter. Okay, some of you guys spend, like I said, $40 on DoorDash. When we were calling out the Q calls, it was around $200 per contract. So it cost $200. Some of you guys spend that on concert tickets. If you would have just held that $200, bought some QQ call, held the $200, you could have turned it into $4,500 and went to go see Beyonce backstage. if you really wanted to. But, you know, so $47, that should be light for a lot of you guys. But we ran it up on Twitter. You guys gave me 10, man. You guys gave me 10. And I want to hold like a giveaway. You guys gave me 10. Oh, yeah, you guys feeling this live stream. But it's TNA. It's just TNA. It's TNA. And I'm going to tell you guys why I like TNA so much right now. Okay. First of all, it's a 3X. That means, okay, first of all, it's connected to IWM. Maybe I should have told you guys that. It's IWM. It's IWM's 3X ETF. Just like the Qs. Some of you guys know the Qs. Some of you guys know the Qs, right, has TQQQ, which is basically the 3X version of QQQQ. So let's say the Qs goes up 2%, TQQQ will go up 6%. Okay? The same thing for IWM. IWM is their 3X ETF is TNA. Okay? And the thing with TNA is it's never had that rally that a lot of these other stocks have had. The reason being is because money first starts out on low risk, low reward. Like, we know Apple's gonna go crazy. We know Microsoft's gonna go crazy. We know this stuff is gonna go crazy because it always has gone crazy. They're big companies. They're huge companies. But after that's done, the money rotates to mid caps, small caps, crypto. That is what you're gonna see with TNA. Some of you guys saw this back TNA back in 2020 when it was $12. It ran all the way up to $105. Okay? And this isn't like a slumped out chart. This chart doesn't go down and to the right. It goes up and to the right. So eventually it's going to bounce. And I believe it's going to bounce very soon. Now, obviously, we're looking at leaps. Do not come in here trying to get some 2-week out calls, trying to get some month out calls. We're looking at summer 2024. Shoot, 2025 if you can. Okay? The more time, the better. But yeah, TNA is definitely one that I'm very, very interested in. Small caps and mid caps, to me, are next up. It's sitting in an amazing bounce area. Like, this is a bounce area for it. This is a bounce area. So I love TNA. Obviously, we're gonna have to see. And you spent, like, the contracts we got into, the contracts we called inside the Discord today, they were $37. They were $37. And the thing about this is you can put in $37, but they can turn into over $500 per contract because it's 3X. And the contracts were actually $300 before we had that drop off in September and August. Before we topped out, these contracts were $300. But, you know, we ran down so much. We reset the market. And to me, it looks like these are ready to run. And I like them. You spent $37 on some DoorDash that you puked out later. So you might as well put it into something that could possibly earn you some money. And look, man, we're going to come back next year. We're going to come back next year. We're going to come back next year. And it's going to be the summertime. And I'll be like, hey, yo, like, who listened? What if it went down? I would still say it. Because, you know, I'm wrong. I'm gonna admit, like, I'm wrong sometimes. I can't. If I was 100%, man, put me to the person that's 100%. My information is like 70, 75, 80%. But if you guys been following me all year, you know I've been hitting. But if it goes down, if it goes up, you spent $37 on more garbage stuff. You spent, let's say you want to buy 10 contracts, you spent $370 on more garbage stuff than something that can actually make you money. And a lot of it at that. Choppy. Obviously it's choppy. Yes, it's choppy. But IWM has been choppy. That doesn't mean it's going to stay choppy. That's why you buy a lot of time. Shoot, buy equity. All I know is this is just a good buying area for IWM. Why is this a good buying area? Because we could sit here and pull up this chart on a huge time frame and realize that it goes every single time. It makes a new all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high. You get it? It's not like it goes down and to the right. It chops here for 5 decades and no, it doesn't chop. It don't chop that long. It doesn't. And it's already been chopping for over a year. Something's gonna have to budge, especially when you got the dollar so high. That's why I like it so much, because the dollar is so high. The dollar's higher than it was in March. There's a lot of good stuff about to be. Look, man, if you're bearish, I hope the best for you. I really do. I wish the best. A call option, yes. Do you do same day options? Yes. His Twitter has made me hella money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, nobody can be 100%, but most of the, like, I can sit here and scroll down to like January and February and March. You can even go to our TikTok and click on the TikTok, and I literally made videos telling you to buy Apple at 145 and like telling you to buy the Qs at 300 and that's at 380, and you know, there's just a crowd at 140, and now crowd is at 150. Amazon, look, we posted Amazon. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. The Twitter is, I post a lot of free stuff on there, but the Twitter was 128. I mean, Amazon was 128. It went all the way to like 133. We made a whole bunch of money on there. CrowdStrike. Just a whole bunch of stuff, man. I can sit here and scroll. I'm not even gonna waste you guys' time, man. I just want to finish this live stream and get up out of here. But any other place you guys want to look at? Any other place you guys want to look at? Because we did look at a lot. To be honest, I told you guys the main things you should be looking at. You know the market's gonna go up. You just gotta make sure you're picking the right things. The right things. I mean, look at FANG. Look at FANG. This is Facebook, Amazon, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. It's in a bull flag. Like, this thing ain't go crazy. It's been going crazy all year, but it's still ready for some more. I don't know how you could be even bearish on something like this. But we also got Monday Night Football coming up. So like I said, I don't want to be on here for too long. Let's see some of the locks we have today. Oh man, these boy got some locks today. Over 50. Yes, we had sports betting. This man went 4 for 5 on Sunday. Okay, so if you want to watch the football games and make some money while you're at it, hey man, hop in the sports. Do NASDAQ. We got 140 people in here, man. Let's see. All right, we'll look at NASDAQ. NYSE. Oh my. Hold on. Let's take a poll really quick. How many people are bullish and bearish? I really want to know. Put bullish if you're bullish. Put bearish if you're bearish. I have to know. I have to know. Because to me, it's obvious. But is it as obvious as it is to some people that we're going to end up going to all-time highs? Okay. Most people. And we have the occasional bear. But like, okay, I'm just making sure. Like, it has to be. I know I can't be the only one that thinks it's obvious. I mean, just look at the 21 EMA. Look, it bounced there. It bounced there again. Like, the only time you should be decently bearish is if we start rejecting that 21. You know, we're making downtrend. But that 21 EMA on the weekly is golden. It bounces there every single time. Bear, interesting. All right. But anyways, if you look at the NASDAQ, it's the same thing for the Qs. I mean, it's just sitting in a nice flag. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. What's the Adam and Eve? I could show you, but I don't think it's on here. Actually, this could be an Adam and Eve. Yeah, this could be an Adam and Eve. It's just where it has that V and then that U. And yeah, actually, that's a good find. Let me show you guys something. I love Adam and Eve pattern. Let me show you guys just so, because some people might not know what the heck that is. It's just where you got that V, this right here. That V and then a U. And yeah, I can kind of see that for this, which is interesting. It's a good find. It's a good find. It's a Adam and Eve in a bull flag. Crazy bullish. Crazy bullish. I love IONQ. IONQ, yeah. What you think about DraftKings? We'll look at DraftKings. And then we'll look at Snow. Look at DraftKings and then Snow. Okay, so for DraftKings, the first thing, you always want to know, like, what is the overall What does DraftKings do, and what's the overall shift in what's happening in the world? That's what you have to know. That's why tech has been going so crazy. That's why AI has been going crazy. That's why DraftKings with sports betting, it's not even available in most states. So the potential is very much still there. And if you look at it, there's absolutely no way you should be bearish on it. And we looked at this earlier. And to me, the only thing you want to wait for, if you're not buying at the bottom, if you're not buying at these better dips, you're not trying to buy at the top of the trend, okay? Unless you're buying leaps or equity. Unless you're buying like some next year November calls in 2024 or some equity, you just own it. Then you shouldn't really be looking to try to catch the breakout. You should be looking to try to catch a bounce, because this thing has a measured move. First of all, it's in an uptrend. Like there's no way to be bearish on it. You know the market's bullish. You know it continues to make these higher lows like it's been doing all year. The measured move is back to $54, okay? But if we look at smaller time frames, I don't really like looking at smaller time frames because they'll trick. Okay, this is what you guys got to realize. Smaller time frames is where most people get faked out. Bigger time frames, you don't get faked out as much. The only thing you got to worry about with bigger time frames is just being patient and not being fearful. That's all you got to worry about on bigger time frames. Because the market will go down 5%. The market will go down 5%, and people will start being fearful, and that just to go up 10% in the next 2 days. But for DraftKings, you got to make sure it breaks out of right here. This is why I'm telling you, I wouldn't mess with DraftKings calls, even if I was massively bullish on it right now, because it's sitting in a resistance. What was I doing when it fell down to this trend line? That was the perfect time to buy. Why am I trying to buy up here? You know, those are the things you got to ask yourself. It's coming into massive resistance at this $30 level. But, as soon as it breaks out from there, you want to be paying attention to it, okay? Because this thing is producing a bullish megaphone. All right? So it's bullish, and we know it's bullish bigger time frames. But these smaller time frames, you got to be careful, okay? I do like it. We know it's bullish. This thing is obviously putting a bullish megaphone. It's just obvious that it's going to go up. It's just when. So if it was me, I'd be looking for some 2024 calls. Or I would just look to own it. If you don't have a portfolio, if you don't actively have stuff you own inside of your portfolio and you're just trading options, man, if you don't buy something, man, if you don't go out and buy something, all right, let's look at IONQ. I'm not a big fan of IONQ, but I do know somebody that loves this stock, and he has a lot of money. So I would say it's bullish. If you're looking for long-term picks, I'll just give you some of mine. I love ARK. I think ARK is undervalued. I think it's the new NASDAQ. I think it's more innovative than NASDAQ, considering NASDAQ just puts the top 10 companies in it, Amazon, Netflix. You know, just it's not really innovative as ARK would be. But I like ARK and I like MSTR. Those are my two that we've been saying since 210, 200. You know, we even said buy at 280. Now this is another buying area for something like MSTR. This is a 3K stock. Shoot, even more. It could have. Look, man, this stock could go crazy. And I'm telling you right now because I'm gonna be live. You're gonna see me. Like, rather it's in the Discord, rather you're in the Discord, rather you follow the Twitter. You're gonna see me. And we've been putting buy MSTR since 210. You're gonna see me when it's at 3K. Be like, yo, what was y'all doing, bro? Now y'all trying to buy. Now y'all trying to buy it. Don't worry, you can buy it for me. You can buy it for me. I'm not. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this live stream. I've been live for 44 minutes, and Monday Night Football is about to come on in 4 minutes. So make sure you guys are following the Twitter. Make sure you got some good bets going, and yeah, let's make this money tomorrow, man. Let's make this money tomorrow. I'll see you guys either in the Discord or, you know, when I go live again. I'm out. Peace.